One missile-disintegrating Gatling gun has the attention of the world today. It just saved the lives of an entire crew of U.S. Navy service people. Despite an array of defense systems on U.S. Navy ships, if this gun hadn't done what it did, it could have been catastrophic for the American ship. So what did it do exactly? It all began in the Red Sea. In the guise of protest to Israel's bombardment of Gaza, the Houthis, a military group based in Yemen, have continued to wreak havoc on ships transiting the Red Sea, potentially disrupting a third of all shipping across the globe. The U.S., leading an alliance of international naval forces, set out to restore order on the sea. The Houthis wouldn't have it, and so a new U.S. Houthi war was born. The Houthis not only continued to attack passing civilian ships, but also aimed their weapons at the warships of the alliance, which was named Operation Prosperity Guardian. For months, the Houthis have launched kamikaze drones laden with explosives, anti-ship cruise missiles, and even an anti-ship ballistic missile at the alliance. In response, the alliance has intercepted these threats and retaliated with attacks of their own. The Houthis, unfazed, continued their attacks. One of these attacks forced a U.S. Navy ship to do something neither it nor any other American ship has ever done before. It was Tuesday, the night of January 30th. The ship was USS Gravely, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer. A Houthi cruise missile, seconds away from destroying the destroyer, was shot down by the ship's Phalanx Close-In Weapon System, or CIWS. This is the first time ever that this weapon is used in conflict. The Phalanx CIWS is a last line of defense that a ship calls on when all else fails. It is the last line of defense. Prior to this event, U.S. warships have defeated dozens of previous Houthi missile attacks using longer-range defenses, like the Standard SM-2, Standard SM-6, and evolved Sea Sparrow missiles. These defensive missiles engage their targets from at least 8 miles away. The Phalanx can destroy targets as close as 1 mile away, which is what it had to do on that fateful Tuesday night. Had it been about 5 seconds slower, it could easily have spelled disaster for the American ship. The Phalanx CIWS entered service in 1980 as a massive upgrade to less advanced guns used in the wars only a few decades prior. During World War II, U.S. Navy surface ships were blanketed from bow to stern with as many anti-aircraft guns as possible. A Gatling-class destroyer, the backbone of the wartime destroyer fleet, was equipped with 6 5-inch guns, 12 40mm guns, and 11 20mm guns. The objective was to blanket the sky with a wall of steel, preventing Japanese kamikaze and other aerial threats from getting near the fleet. Thanks to radar and automation, the U.S. Navy went from that inefficiency to a gun with a computer brain that could detect multiple targets, compute their distance, speed, and flight path, and accurately engage threats in order of priority. A gun like the Phalanx. Therefore, a single Phalanx CIWS with its high kill rate could do the job of more than 20 older guns. If such a weapon couldn't eliminate a threat, the threat probably cannot be eliminated by anything else that's conventional. This is somewhat proven by the fact that before a threat can reach the Phalanx, it must first evade multiple layers of other air defense systems. A typical U.S. Navy ship has 3 or more layers of defense, each one accessed only if the threat manages to get past the last. The first or outer defense layer consists of the Aegis combat system, complete with SM-2 and SM-6 air defense missiles. The middle layer is the evolved Sea Sparrow, and in some cases, the 5-inch gun system. Phalanx, as well as the jamming component of Sea Whip and the Nolka decoy system, form the innermost or last defense layer. In this case, if the first 2 layers do their job, the Phalanx would never need to shoot a single round. This has been the case for the last 44 years, until a few weeks ago when the Houthi missile came into the picture. But this exception could have come way sooner. There have been a few close calls that have called on the Phalanx, but somehow surprisingly never ended in a kill. The first opportunity to shoot down an incoming missile came in 1987. A frigate had detected an Iraqi aircraft in the region, but did not consider it a threat, and therefore did not activate defense systems, including phalanx. It would be a fatal mistake. Moments later, the aircraft launched Exocet anti-ship cruise missiles, killing 37 crew members. In 1997, the weapon was fooled by chaff as it tried to take out a Silkworm anti-ship missile, and in 1996, the weapon shot down a friendly during practice. A world apart from action in live conflict. But enough talk about its rich or not-so-rich history. It's time to take a look at the weapon of the hour and all that makes it the lethal missile destroyer it is. This is the Mk-15 Phalanx Close-In Weapon System. The Mk-15 Phalanx Close-In Weapon System, or Mk-15 Phalanx CIWS for short, is an automated gun-based close-in weapon system to defend military watercraft automatically against incoming threats, such as aircraft, missiles, or anything really that comes dangerous and close to the ship. Under the X-ray, the weapon combines a 20mm M61A1 Gatling gun, the same 6-barreled gun mounted on the F-15 Eagle and F-16 Fighting Falcon fighter jets, with a Ku-band radar and an advanced computerized fire control system. Installed on a ship, the $13 million weapon system automatically scans the skies for incoming aerial threats, and on spotting a threat, it destroys it. The Phalanx is the only deployed close-in weapon system capable of autonomously performing its own search, detect, evaluation, track, engage, and kill assessment functions. That is, it needs no human intervention even to fire rounds that take out targets. The need to combine both radar and ballistics data and fire accurately at a threat just seconds before it impacts the ship rules out human participation. Only a computer can react fast enough. Or maybe you can. The Phalanx also can be integrated into existing ship combat control systems to provide additional sensor and fire control support to other installed ship weapon systems. A land variant of the weapon also exists, which is used by the U.S. Army to detect and counter rocket, artillery, and mortar systems. The land version is armed with self-destruct high-explosive incendiary tracer shells, while the naval version, the one with the recent kill, boasts armor-piercing tungsten or depleted uranium shells with discarding sabos. The 6-barrel Gatling gun of the weapon fires up to 4,500 rounds per minute, which is equivalent to 75 rounds every single second. And these rounds can go as far as 3.4 miles to take out their targets. As threats and technologies evolve, the Phalanx has also evolved over the years. New radars, sensors, and gun barrels are only some of the upgrades that the weapon has undergone since it was originally introduced in the late 1900s. But while the Phalanx is the weapon of the hour, it is far from being the only naval gun that produces headline-worthy results. The Navy has some powerful offensive guns designed not for air defense, but to be the threat that air defenses are unable to quench. And they do deserve a mention and some flowers. Here they are. 1. The Mark 45 gun. The Mark 45 gun is a 47,800-pound naval artillery gun mount made up of a 127mm L54 Mark 19 gun on a Mark 45 mount. Like the Phalanx, it is present on most major surface ships of the U.S. Navy. And like the Phalanx, it also enjoys constant upgrades. The latest version of the weapon is a 62 caliber long gun that features a longer barrel L62 Mark 36 gun fitted on the same Mark 45 mount. The gun is designed for use against surface warships, anti-aircraft, and shore bombardment to support amphibious operations. The Mark 45 can fire up to 20 rounds a minute, each round capable of striking targets as far away as 23 miles. The gun can operate automatically to fire all of its rounds in just over a minute, or for sustained use, be operated by a 6-person crew below deck to keep the gun continuously well-fed with ammunition. Number 2. Mark 51 Advanced Gun System. The Mark 51 Advanced Gun System is a naval gun developed specifically for the most advanced destroyer class in the world, the class that lacks the Phalanx, the Zumwalt-class destroyers. Stealthy, fully automated, and with increased capability for supporting ground forces and striking land targets from up to 93 miles away, the Mark 51 is a massive upgrade from the Mark 45. With a capacity to fire 10 of its 155mm rounds in a minute, the gun has the same destructive firepower as 6 155mm howitzers. The gun is, however, limited to only one type of custom-made round, each round costing between $800,000 and $1 million, a far cry from the planned $35,000 per round. So every active minute, each gun fires up to $10 million in ammunition. This might be too costly to be around much longer according to the Navy's plans. But while it is here, it remains a truly special gun, like the Mark 45, and of course, the Phalanx CIWS. The fully automatic machine, the impenetrable defense, the lifesaver. The Phalanx CIWS is everything it needs to be to ensure U.S. Navy ships don't suffer the same fate as the Titanic. In recognition of this truly heroic weapon, the U.S. Navy asks that you give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. So do that now, and thanks for watching.